The first four leaders of Islam were not related to the Prophet by blood. Abu Bakr took over first. He crushed a wave of revolts before the new religion could even settle down. The next leader, Umar, built a real government, the world's first army payroll. Then came a killing that never healed. One leader was murdered. Then the next one. The second murder split the faith in two, forever. Sunni on one side, Shia on the other. After that, one family took control and made it official. Power would now pass from father to son, not by choice. That family ran things from Damascus for almost a century and pushed the borders further than anyone before them. But when their last ruler had to run for his life, everyone was already hunting him. The family that replaced them didn't wait around. Their first ruler was called As-Safa. It means the bloodshedder. He hunted down every rival prince he could find. Only one got away. We'll meet him next. Baghdad's ruler built his new capital as a perfect circle. His own palace sat right in the middle, like the center of the world. The next ruler, Harun al-Rashid, made the city so rich and so famous that people later told wild stories about his court. The same stories became 1001 Nights. But by the 1200s, outsiders had already taken the real power. Then the Mongols arrived. They captured Baghdad, and in 1 week, 500 years of rule ended. Far away in Spain, a different branch of the same old family had already built something new. Their strongest ruler, Abd al-Rahman III, turned Córdoba into the biggest, most educated city in Europe. His grandson inherited the throne, but nothing else. That grandson was Hisham II. He was still a child. While he sat on the throne, other men fought for control behind him. Within one generation, Spain wasn't one kingdom anymore. It broke into dozens of small, weak ones. Baghdad wasn't the only power in the Muslim world. In Egypt, a rival group of rulers built their own capital, Cairo. One of them, Al-Hakim, tore down a famous church on a whim. Then one night, he rode out alone into the hills and was never seen again. Nobody knows what happened to him. Further east, a different story was playing out. A ruler named Mahmud led his armies into India again and again, 17 times in total. At the same time, he paid scholars to study the stars. Later, a new group of warriors took over the whole region. They ran it well for a while, until their own leader got captured by his own soldiers. Out of all that chaos came a general nobody expected. His name was Saladin, and he didn't just fight the Crusaders. Before that, he quietly ended the old ruling family in Egypt. No war, no bloodshed. Just a change of power on a dying man's bed. Saladin's own family didn't last long after him. They made one big mistake. They built an army of former slaves to protect their throne. That army noticed something. The throne wasn't hard to take. One of those former slaves, a woman named Shajar al-Dur, became the ruler of Egypt herself. No woman before or after her ever did that. Another former slave, Baybars, stopped the Mongols in battle, the first time anyone had ever beaten them. For over 200 years, former slaves ran Egypt. Nobody expected that to work. It did. Meanwhile, far to the west, a new army was forming in North Africa. They built the city of Marrakesh and united Morocco with Spain. But 2 generations later, the men who replaced them weren't outsiders. Their leader, Abd al-Mu'min, had once served the very rulers he overthrew. He didn't just take the throne, he built his rule around a strict, back-to-basics religious movement. Within a few years, his new empire stretched from Spain across all of North Africa, bigger than anything the region had seen before. In Spain, the old order collapsed after one bad afternoon on a battlefield. What survived shrank down to a single city, Granada. Its rulers spent over 200 years building one palace, the Alhambra, while their kingdom kept getting smaller around them. In 1492, the last ruler, a man named Boabdil, just handed over the keys and rode away. No fight. In India, the same pattern played out on its own timeline. Different sultans came and went. One fixed food prices by law. Another forced an entire city to march over 1,000 kilometers, then admitted it was a mistake and marched them all back. Eventually, one battle changed everything and opened India to someone brand new. And in a small corner of Turkey, a minor warlord named Osman gave his name to an empire that didn't exist yet. His son, Orhan, captured a city called Bursa. Then he did something nobody had done before. He built a permanent army, soldiers who never went home. That permanent army became famous. They were called the Janissaries, boys taken young and raised loyal to one ruler alone. One sultan used them to capture Constantinople. He was only 21 years old. That single conquest ended an empire that had lasted over 1,000 years. A later sultan, Suleiman, rewrote the laws so completely that people stopped calling him the Magnificent and started calling him the Lawgiver instead. For centuries, this empire let Christians, Jews, and Muslims each run their own communities under one crown. Eventually, though, the decline came. By 1922, the last sultan watched his own government vote his job out of existence. Over 600 years, ended by a vote, not a war. Persia followed a similar path. A teenage ruler founded a new dynasty and forced the whole country to follow one branch of Islam. Decades later, his successor, Abbas the Great, moved the capital to Isfahan and rebuilt it into one of the most beautiful cities anyone had seen in 100 years. That beautiful city didn't stay safe forever. Rebels surrounded it, cut off its food, and starved it into surrender. 200 years of rule ended almost overnight. In India, a new dynasty was starting too. Its founder, Babur, won one big battle and built an empire from scratch. His grandson, Shah Jahan, built the Taj Mahal, a tomb for his wife, who died giving birth to their 14th child. A later ruler pushed the empire to its biggest size ever, then made one decision that undid decades of peace between religions. By 1857, the last emperor was put on a cart and sent away. 300 years gone, without a single shot fired to stop it. Far away in West Africa, one last state kept the old idea alive. Its founder was a scholar, not a soldier, but he built the biggest state in Africa at the time. The British took 60 years to end it. Its last ruler, Atahiru, refused to give up. He made his final stand at Burma. He didn't survive it.